respectful enough that we can get to our final speaker and get the Q&A out of the way. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to call Nick Gronauer from the Crossroads to the podium.
I can't afford my bus pass. So you're gonna build this?
All right.
The city cut my salary for this.
I can't afford groceries.
I'm a property owner.
I'm on
Couple blocks
disability
away
and I
from
can't
here.
get
I would
my
love to
motor-
own a property.
my mobility scooter on any sidewalk. Fix those first.
I can't pay my rent.
Our murder rate is up.
We live in this area.
We have no money for the homeless.
In this area.
We voted no.
I'm literally out of a job
But because you guys
the
have
city
money,
won't
you're
sign a
more
contract to fund the
relevant.
shelter I
All you
work
care
at.
about is profit.
I'm
month
also
and
the
a half.
president of the Crossroads Community Association, a neighborhood organization
Great,
just a
fix the
block away from here.
sidewalks I can't get onto that are not accessible.
And I'm here to voice my support
Of course you are.
for the rezoning of the stadium and the Crown Center district. So
My money
over
go
the
to your
past 2 years, we
pockets
spent a
too.
lot of time talking with the Royals, neighbors, business owners, residents in the neighborhood. And the conversation's continuing to evolve, but I think it's really evolved in a
You want
productive
our
way.
respect? Respect our vote. Respect our vote.
A couple years ago,
Respect our vote. Respect our vote. Respect our vote.
How many people here would like to get to Q&A? Okay. The majority would like to get to Q&A.
Oh, now you care
By
about
a
majority
round of
rule.
applause, how many people would like to hear their questions answered?
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. We're gonna let Mr. Gronauer finish, and then we're gonna get to the questions and answers. Thank you.
Listen.
So I think I'm going to echo Tammy's statements from earlier that there are a lot of questions still outstanding. And there was a lot of questions from the previous proposal, but the Royals have indicated through this entire second round of the process that they want to be collaborative partners and they want to be great neighbors. So what that means, let's see. There's going to be a lot of decisions that we have to talk through here, but they've been with us all along, and we're excited to continue that conversation on behalf of the neighborhood, on behalf of residents.
There's no conversation when you won't let us have a vote. It's
And-
just what you want.
Thank you.
A bunch of our money.
So, with that said, I'm here to proudly endorse the rezoning and let the rest of that happen.
Pay for your own stadium.
Thanks for your time.
When you have a disability and you can't get on the sidewalks when you live in the city, then you'll understand.
Thank you. So next, we're gonna get to the Q&A. All of those who had their hands up with cards and questions, could you please wave them in the air so that they can be picked up? Now I'm gonna call out Joe Reardon, President of the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce, to lead the question and answer period.
Thank you very much, Bridget.
Does that come off? Is that
I want to
makeup?
thank the presenters and speakers. A lot of valuable information's already been shared tonight, and that's great. As with any important planning and zoning project, there are questions to address. And as you can imagine, we've received a lot of good questions for our presenters, so I want to thank all of those that submitted questions tonight. Our team's been going through the note cards, and in order to get to as many as possible, we'll be grouping like questions together. So don't worry if you don't hear your question verbatim. We're grouping together to get to those topics and to those issues. We're going to try to get to as many questions as we can in the allotted 30 minutes or so for question and answers period. I'm going to ask the questions, and then I'll call on our presenters that are probably best suited to be able to address the question that's being asked. So we'll jump right into it. How will handicap parking be addressed in the project? And this might be Jay or Jeff. Anybody can jump in, but
Well, there's a lot of handicap parking that's out there today. It will continue. We'll be sure that the facility is designed to meet those ADA requirements and make sure that those spaces are available. So those details still yet to be worked out, but certainly want to have an inclusive environment there.
great. Thank you. The next one is on biking, and there were a lot of biking questions, so thank you for that. The biking questions are frequently about improving bike lanes and what's being done to improve biking overall with respect to the redevelopment and Royal Stadium. And this might be Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the design guidelines, we're looking at walkability, the whole multi-use trail piece on 27th Street, crosswalks, all those things will be woven into the project. I think the district itself is expansive enough to allow for greater capacity. We need people to be able to walk from parking. We need people to be able to walk and bike from their homes. So I think it's all part of the plan that's ongoing.
Great, thank you. Brooks, this one's probably for you. Will you be lighting fireworks after the games, or what's the plan around fireworks at the new stadium?
We do light fireworks. We have Friday night fireworks, as I think many of you know.
Put that money in the sidewalk.
And that is about 12 times a year that we do that. And we think it's a great celebration
superficial.
of a game.
The Royals love global
very
warming.
family-friendly environment when that occurs on Friday night. So we do enjoy that. Now, we understand the noise that comes along with that. And, you know, there are alternatives to that we'll use occasionally with drone shows, which we've done before. So we think it's great for the celebration that occurs there. Fireworks go off in the area around the World War I Memorial, Union Station occasionally. So we would like to have them. It's a good part of our ball game, and the city enjoys it.
Waste of our
Thank you for that,
money.
Brooks. So we're going to try to get to as many questions as possible. These are the questions that were submitted from the audience tonight, and I really want to get to them, so I appreciate the answer.
You guys pick the firework question.
Will the existing, let me get to the next question here. Will the existing businesses have enough parking? So the existing businesses in the district. And Jimmy and Jeff,
We already can't park.
these are questions that were asked by the audience.
Dog,
We're gonna
I got
try to
tickets
get
for
to as many
parking in
of
front
them
of
as
my
possible.
apartment.
I'd appreciate you all allowing us to get to the questions that were asked by
We
the
appreciate
audience.
you putting this to a vote.
So this is a question about parking for existing businesses.
So one thing about the Crown Center, a lot of the area around here is actually office. And that's unique in that the parking that's available and provided for those businesses is largely vacant in the evenings for those games. So yeah, one of the things we're continuing to look at is to make sure that we can maintain the parking in both ways.
This isn't ice vest. Say something.
Oh, Mr. Sherman, you got nervous.
Oh,
But you can't say
Brooks
I'm
hates the
putting this to a vote.
disabled.
I have
Okay.
a disability and I can't get my mobility scooter on. Sorry, I had to take my ice vest off.
We're going to go ahead and get to the
You
question.
pieces of shit.
Please.
Answer our questions then.
No, that's crazy.
Is that what it takes to get your attention?
What
Did we
the
get to
hell?
the end of that one, or did you have more to expand on there? Okay,
That
great.
damn shame.
The next question is on traffic. And how does the traffic plan account for emergency response on
Shows how
busy game
pathetic
days? This is
y'all
a
are.
question we had several
What the fuck?
folks tonight. So this might be one, I don't know who might want to take this one, but we'd love to get this answered, so.
Yep.
okay.
So that's an important
Sit down, two
element,
loaves of
one we
bread.
brought up very early when we're discussing this with the Royals. And that's one of the reasons we talked about having a operations center that's active to manage traffic, where we're handling the traffic, we're talking directly with emergency providers, the police and the fire that are actually there in that center with them, to keep those communications open. And with the dynamic traffic signal system and good communications, we can then make sure that there are paths to get people into the hospitals when there is an emergency there.
Bullshit.
Go ahead, Brooks.
I'd like to add to that in that these are the traffic experts, and we
How much
we
did
do
you pay
rely on
them?
What I would say is Stacy and I are very well aware, and Stacy probably more than me, given
bullshit.
her proximity to them. But we have two great hospitals right there, Children's Mercy, University of Health. We're going to work collaboratively with them as well as the rest of you.
And how
The
much did you pay
emergency
them?
aspect of this is incredibly important to us, and we will work. We've already started our regularly scheduled meetings. We're going to get our experts together throughout this process to ensure that all the safety is maintained, especially when you think about the medical
So very
facilities.
much. So again, I'm hopeful that we give respect to the questions and to the answers that are here.
You haven't
Did we not
answered
see what
our
just
questions. Answer our questions. You didn't put our
This is a
questions
question
in
about
there.
security. How will security be handled around the stadium on game days and on normal days? So days when the stadium's not being used. Brooks, this might be you and or Stacy.
Let the mayor answer.
Yeah, I'll start, and Brooks may add to this. I would say I am super proud of how we handle security at Crown Center right now. Those of you that visit know that we have our own security officers. I know from working with Brooks that the Royals have one of the highest, maybe the highest employer of off-duty PD. So that's another thing that I think you can say that we share is the priority of safety for all of the guests at Crown Center and at Kaufman right now.
Thank you, Stacy.
Cops don't keep us safe.
So,
We emphasize safety at our game, at our complex, and we always will. And we do believe we're the single largest employer of off-duty policemen, and that will continue. And they have helped us tremendously through the years. When you look at the Kaufman Stadium today, the safety that is abound there is great. And it's only the rare instances where we have any trouble, and it's usually somebody jumping in the fountain like they did for Salvi's 317th home run, which we just can't have that. But we have an incredibly safe environment. Our fans, it's a family-friendly environment, and we will work and always look to maintain that.
thank you, Brooks. This next question is about master planning. How are you approaching the master planning for the district? So it might be back to both you, Brooks, and Stacy.
Again, these are not.
Could be.
Yeah, we are in the phase here of getting the master plan and getting the right experts lined up and hired to put that master plan together, have a great live, work, and play environment that includes safe, walkable neighborhoods that are cohesive to the stadium and to the mixed use that exists today and to the hotels. So that's an ongoing process. We have had to first focus on the stadium, given the meaning that it has to the district, and it needs to be first. But that master planning, we are in that process right now of hiring the right experts.
I would just add that it's one of the things that we needed to have a meeting of the minds with the Royals, because master planning and the way Crown Center works today has been really important. We think that kind of vision and priority putting on that is something that we don't want to do without thought about how this rolls out over decades. And so appreciate that the Royals are taking that just as seriously as we always have.
Great, thanks to you both. The UR plan shows 67.93 acres, but the district has been described as 85 plus acres. Why is there a discrepancy? And this might be to one of you all on the planning side, or to Jake with Olson if he's here. I want to make sure we get to the right person that might have info on this, so.
Well, maybe, there we go. Well, Jake gets his microphone. I would say we have talked about Crown Center historically as 85 acres over time, and that we have sold some property. I mentioned the Gallery Apartments, the Shakardi and Bacon building, and so there are some different things. 85 acres describes the overall district, but Jake can take the more specific part of the question.
Yes, that's correct. So there's 68 acres of land owned by Hallmark now that will be rezoned. The rezoning district encompasses a lot of right-of-way that doesn't get rezoned with this, but it's inside that boundary.
Great, helpful, thank you. How many large events do you think you will have per year? And this is probably a mix between both of you, and maybe this is new because of the two different uses, perhaps. But
are we counting baseball as a large event? I think so, right? I mean, baseball games are, thousands of people. And so I do think there'll be more large events than there are today. We are still working through kind of, what the additional events are. So I don't think we can answer that with any certainty today. But I would say with the addition of baseball, there'll be even more events at Crown Center than we have today.
Great.
And we want to have a stadium designed such that we can have other events there other than baseball. Those events will include those that Hallmark and Crown Center have traditionally put on, whether they're in the plaza, whether we can use some of the space of the stadium. So we want it to be a year-round use, weather permitting, obviously, on some aspects of that. But it's a great asset for the city, and with these big assets, it does well for the city.
Great. So we're going to get to the next question.
We can't afford to go to these events.
Working people are Kansas City.
Again, we want to make sure we get to the questions that we can get to tonight.
You didn't answer our question.
We're cherry picking the question.
I'm asking questions.
Okay, why are you entitled to our
You're
tax
also
dollars?
Asking questions.
What would the traffic and noise be like during construction? And how will that affect?
Are we serious?
Yeah, bad. End of
You
question.
know, this is a big construction project, and we understand that, and I should have touched upon this when the fireworks question was asked, because I think that's probably really about noise. During the construction phase, with a project like this, I mean, there is noise. Now, what are we gonna do to try to mitigate that noise and not have it be overwhelming? We don't want that, and so the first thing we do is we hire the right people, whether that's the engineers, the construction managers, those kind of folks we have engaged to ensure
Can you
that we are
please let him
taking all
finish
of the right
answering the
steps.
question?
So we're taking all the right steps to do as much as we possibly can with a project like this to keep it reasonable for the neighborhood. And that's what we want to hear from the neighborhoods around it. That's what this is for. We want to hear things that are important to you. We will address them, and that's certainly one that we are addressing now as we interview our construction managers.
Thanks, Brooks.
Let us verbalize our questions.
Excuse me, let me just get to the next question here, please.
Okay, I'll ask it.
Follow up to that, have you made a determination yet on where construction workers will park during construction?
You know, we will.
Nobody
that's a
asked
work in
that.
progress.
A burning
Nobody
question.
asked that.
Plenty of land that's within Crown Center to be part of that. And we will work to make sure that we've got adequate parking that is not taking away from the parking of the neighbors. That is our goal. So
That's a lie.
we do own some additional property outside of what is Crown Center. That can certainly be utilized and will be utilized to ensure proper parking and that we're not infringing on our neighbors. That's not what we will do.
Great. This is probably,
You're picking on the taxpayers.
You're infringing on democracy. Let's be honest. We voted
Excuse
on
me.
this.
Yep.
We voted on this.
Respect our vote.
We voted on this.
Brooks is a fascist.
We said no means no.
So, can I just say,
Yes, too low.
there's a lot of differing opinions.
And
we
questions.
respect that.
And one of them is being
don't.
ignored.
Change
No, you
is
don't.
hard.
You didn't
Change
respect
is
it.
hard.
No, you don't.
Everyone was offered a card
Where's my card?
to ask
I gave it
questions.
to them.
I asked you to have you turn it in. And
winning the ballot box.
everyone was offered a card to ask questions.
work for my money?
And
Nah, she got 2 loaves of bread on her table.
this is about rezoning.
Yes, ask one of our questions.
About rezoning.
This is about democracy.
democracy.
We're gonna show you what democracy
Okay.
looks like.
So thank you all for coming out, and I wish this would have been better.